If you're wondering what your favorite stocks and the market is likely to do this upcoming week, and strap in, sit tight, and don't skip any part of this video because I'm going to show you a very powerful strategy that I've been using for years, teaching my Discord, and how you can gauge what is almost guaranteed to happen tomorrow morning, and you're going to be able to do it tonight. And I'm also going to show you how to gauge the economic strength of the United States against world economy and how that may affect the stock market going forward this week. This is going to be a good one. Strap in. Let's get started. And these are all strategies that I've been teaching in my Discord consistently, which is part of the reason why we are making the profits you see on the screen right here. $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $60,000, even $100,000 per trade over the last couple of months we've been printing with these strategies I'm about to show you in this video. We're going to talk about SPY. We're going to talk about SoFi, Palantir, NVDA, Tesla. We're going to look at CoreWeave, Navitas, and some other stocks as well as SoFi to gauge what's going on in the market. We have a lot of data coming out this week. We're also going to look at the VIX. Let's jump right in. Understanding the VIX is very important. It's part of how I gauge the market every single week, and I teach my students how to do this and how to gauge the VIX and understand exactly what's going on, which I'm also teaching you right now as well. The VIX is very important to understand because there's a lot of market data coming out. When the VIX goes up, the stock market goes down. When the VIX goes down, the market generally goes up, but it's more indicative of volatility. So anything below $18 has low volatility. We're currently at $15.29. It did spike this week up to 17. And you notice when it spikes up, the premiums on options go up. Selling and buying changes pretty quickly, and there's more indecision in the market, which is very typical. And with interest rates being cut and the things going on with the Fed and different data going out, this is normal, very normal to happen. And we can see that there's been a lot of spikes in the VIX over the past year and a half, but things are quite settled compared to where they were over the past year, almost back to the levels they were in February of 2024. So much better. But we do see that it is in a downtrend. It broke out of this downtrend. Now it's consolidating. We got data this week. It could spike a little bit higher. What I will tell you is that when you're between 15 or 13 up to 18, it's pretty steady. Anything below 18, it's very steady, a lot easier to gauge. The premiums and the options are less, but when it's between 18 and 20, there's a lot more elevated premiums, which is good. And if you understand theta and IV crush, gamma delta decay, and you understand how to run your options and sell them, puts and calls, and you do this around earnings times and catalysts while the volatility is high, you can make a lot of money doing that. I actually enjoy selling options when the volatility is between 18 and 20. Selling below 18 is less profitable. You can still make consistent income, but as an option seller, it makes more sense to sell between 18 and 20 and 20 and 25, but you also have to pick good stocks, and you have to understand technical analysis, and you have to have capital and have rules that you follow and be safe. Anything above 25 as you push 30, it's very risky. There's a lot of money to be made. So let's say you're going to sell a put option on Tesla, all right? And Tesla right now, let's say is 450, and you're going to sell like a 420. You would probably, going 2 weeks out, make like $1,200 to $1,500 or more if the VIX was up here. In this range, it might be 800, and down here, it might be 400 or 500. You'll make pretty close to double up here as you will down here, but the risk is also a lot higher. So you have to understand how the VIX works. We have a lot of data coming out this coming week. We have job openings, which is going to be on the 30th. And if we look here, the 30th is on Tuesday. Job openings on Tuesday. Manufacturing PMI is also going to be on Wednesday of this week. More data. And then, of course, we have on Friday, non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, and also services PMI. Very big week as far as data. I anticipate the market will probably open up a little jumpy tomorrow. Maybe it'll gap up. It's potentially possible. It could jump down. I'm leaning more towards a little bit more of a bullish sentiment for Monday. However, so I do believe no matter what happens tomorrow night, going into Tuesday morning, there'll be some sell-off. Manufacturing PMI is 10 a.m. Tuesday. After that data comes out, if we meet or beat the expectations, it's likely it'll just recover and the market will move up on Tuesday. But then on Thursday, we have non-farm payrolls, unemployment. So I expect Wednesday to be a pretty good day as long as data is good on Tuesday. We'll have a good day Tuesday and Wednesday most likely. But then after Wednesday, after hours, early morning Thursday, there should be some selling most likely due to this data. Once the data comes out, then if it's good, we should have a pretty good Thursday. But even if Thursday recovers and is good, going to be stagnant Thursday afternoon into Friday morning as we have services PMI. So it's going to be an up and down week if you get the picture. It's like data comes out, it's good. The market starts to recover and goes up, then gets a little shaky and sells off a bit. And that's in lieu of data coming out the following day. It's kind of like that at the beginning of the month. This is a pretty big week. We have services and manufacturing PMI. So just be aware of that. If you guys don't know, I put out a trade in my Discord for XLV back when it was 136 and it dropped to 133. We made thousands of dollars in the Discord on XLV with put options. And we also have trades that are active on CoreWeave, which we have made money on already. CoreWeave looks like it's going to consolidate this week, maybe pull back a little bit more and then run. I anticipate CoreWeave will do very well in the coming months. It is a stock that has done very, very well. Adobe is consolidating. They've had some good news recently, and we're waiting on more updated news with Adobe in their AI play and what they plan on doing going forward. Their most recent earnings was actually quite good. Guidance was okay. It was kind of shaky here and there, but overall pretty good. And that's why Adobe is holding pretty strong. I also put out trades in the Discord on Southwest Airlines, LUV, and we are looking to make some good money on that with earnings coming up. We also made money on Tempest AI. I have students that made $20,000 in a day, $25,000 to be exact. When I put the trade out back here, it ran, we made money, it dropped back down, and this is the reason why I told my students to exit here. We made a lot of money on Tempest. Tempest looks like it's poised to have a very decent run through the year based on analytics of the stock and the news, although there was a sell-off due to the most recent fear-mongering due to the feds and particularly Jerome Powell saying some very bizarre things. Bank of America's earnings are also coming up, another stock that is very strong, cyclical and financial stock, and kind of tracks along with JP Morgan, Wells Fargo, and other financial and cyclical stocks. This is a stock that's likely to do well. They beat every earnings. They crush every time. They have dividends. So I anticipate a very strong earnings for Bank of America. Meta has been selling off a little bit lately, but that's normal. Stocks pull back when they're on their all-time highs or they're running consistently. The stock's been running. It's going to pull back. Most likely it's going to settle into the 720 range, 710 range, and then it'll make its next trek upwards. It could do it sooner than that, but it looks like it's at least going to sit in the 730, 725 range before it moves. We also are understanding that this is affected by Jerome Powell speaking and talking about the tech sector, but this stock, based on dark pool data, is very likely to run. In fact, dark pool data is showing me the stock could push 760 to 780 in the next couple of weeks, and by end of year could very well push into the 800 range, but we shall see what happens there. As far as dividends, typically stocks sell off after dividends, and we can see that it's done that. So after this settles down in the next week or two, maybe sooner, it will likely run. Oracle's another one. We made bank. I put out the Oracle trade back here and another one back here. It ran. We made a lot of money. Oracle pulled back again. Tech sector did pull back because of Jerome Powell and some other reasons, and we got data coming out this week, so Oracle could slip down into the 275, maybe even 265 range, possibly, but it is still likely in the coming few weeks to do this number. So even if it does kind of come down like this, it's, you know, it's going to go back up this way. We're looking at a nice potential run. Oracle's likely to run into the new year and next year, and I anticipate it's going to be well into the 350, 375 range. Only time will tell. NEO, another stock that I told everybody in Discord and YouTube to buy, and a lot of people said there's no way it's going to run. And this is back when I bought it. It was $4. I bought it back here in July. I bought some way back here in March, and now look where we're at. I have thousands and thousands and thousands, like pretty close to 15,000 shares at this point between both my accounts, and have an average cost in the $4 range. So a lot of money to be made on NEO. So when you think about that, 15,000 shares and then some times almost a $4 profit. That is pretty crazy, right? So I'm up roughly about 58,000 on NEO between both accounts. Maybe a little bit off on that number, but it's roughly. We'll see where it goes tomorrow, but this is definitely a good company in my opinion. NEO is great, and based on their sales, their growth, and their projections, definitely been a very nice run, and their market cap is up as well as the stock price. Their profits, the offering also help NEO, and their growth is good. Right now it's improving. It's not great, great, but it's good and it's improving. And you can see that it's been a nonstop uptrend, not just a pump and dump, very, very consistent. Looking at Navitas, another stock that I told everyone to start looking at when it dipped into the $5 range. I told everyone to buy here, and even more so here when it was $5.50. It ran to $7.34, almost a $2 profit per share, which is 30 something percent, like 35% in a matter of what? 2 weeks. There was 35% return in 2 weeks. You guys can see it right here. Ran all the way here in a 2-week window. Look at the profits in 2 weeks. If you were to exit, of course. I didn't exit, but I'm just saying we got in down here and you could have got out up here. Lots of profit to be made. If you got out, congratulations. And if you're holding this stock long term, it's likely a good play with the SiC and GaN chipsets, 800 volt for the server centers and data centers for NVIDIA, AMD, not to mention Meta, Microsoft. And of course, with Applied Digital renting out server space, you've got access to these server spaces. Now we need the chipsets, we need the technology, and we need 800 volts, and we need to be more efficient, and that's where Navitas comes in. Very great stock, and in my opinion, a very great stock and good investment. But remember, you don't want to put any more than 10% of your portfolio into any one stock or any one sector. You always want to be safe. Watch the stocks, watch the market, keep an eye on everything, and make sure to have risk management, follow rules, and be safe. Looking at Tesla, this stock has had one heck of a run. It's very possible this stock could hit a bunch of resistance from the previous highs up here, which is where we're at, almost in the resistance zone, or what we would call the supply zone right up here. And you want to be very careful. Anywhere between these two lines, there's going to be a lot of consolidation, selling, buying, a lot of volatility. You don't want to be caught up in the mix buying up here and then the stock drops. You want to be careful. You also don't want to miss the move, right? So that's why I always say it's better to just dollar cost average. If you buy some here and it goes up, buy more. If you buy some here and it drops, add even more. And you do this over time and you do it safely, because it's really going to be impossible to gauge if Tesla can break this or not. With earnings coming up in 17 days, there's going to be a lot of volatility. I wouldn't be surprised if Tesla sells back into the 395 range or the 400 range. With earnings coming up and all the news, robotaxi, and of course, we've also got to look at the Optimus robots and other things going on with Tesla. And of course, Elon Musk and Trump and just pretty much everything in the company as a whole. You never really know what's going to happen. The stock could run to 500 this week. Elon Musk says something very ignorant or very poor that people don't like, and the stock will just drop like $50, $60, $70 in a couple days. So you got to be aware of that. Tesla's very volatile. Be very safe when you are trading or looking at Tesla at all. Looking at Palantir, you want to be very cautious. This stock is very expensive now, but is likely to run, in my opinion. I was saying that this stock was going to sell off, and it did. It consolidated, but when it broke the structure right here, it pretty much gives us an indicator that there's some strength, and then it broke more structure here, and we're waiting for it to break 189. Dark pool data shows me that over $60 million went into call options 6 months out on Palantir. I have a specific date and a specific strike price that I gave to my Discord, and we're already up on that. And if Palantir is to go up another $10 or $15, and we'll potentially make 2 to 3, maybe even 4x on this trade, it's looking very strong, and it's going to depend on how things go over the next few months. But once Palantir runs above 185, 190, it's going to be a very, very good play for us. It's already good. We're already in the profit. But Palantir looks like it is poised to break 200 plus by end of year. SoFi is another strong stock. I called this one out last year when it was $6, and I told everyone to buy it during the dip in April when it went down to $9. I even told everyone to buy it right here at $20. I said this is still a great price to buy, and the stock is now over $27. It was over $30. I think it could pull back deep into the 24, 25 range, maybe 26, and this would be yet again another opportunity to add to your position or get in for the first time to hold long term. But right now it has moved so much, I would be cautious, because the AVP is really in the $15 to $18 range, and now I'm going to be moving my AVP up to $16 to $22, and even with that happening, we're still $8 or $5 out of the money right now on the AVP. AVP is a strategy that I teach in my Discord along my DFib, double stochastics, RSI, DRSI, and D Fibonacci. I teach these strategies, very powerful, the best strategies I have ever used. My students love it. I've designed it off hedge funds and dark pool data, and I teach it exclusively to Discord students. This is what I use to gauge these stocks and these trades, and it's how we're making so many profits in the market. And it really, really, truly is a game changer. I told everybody that SPY was likely to break 640, 630, 640 by end of summer. We pushed 660, actually 667, almost 670 on the SPY. And it's looking strong, making higher lows and higher highs all the way through. Very strong. SPY could break 700 by New Year or spring. Very, very possible. I think 680 by New Year's is very, very realistic, but this is going to depend on a lot of things. Interest rate cuts, market breadth, the strength of everything overall, the sentiment, world economy, world economics, geopolitical issues, interest rate cuts, GDP growth rate of the United States. A lot of things goes into this. So it is possible, and it's looking very strong, but there's also that potential possibility that SPY could pull back into the 640 range, maybe even the 630 range. 630, 640 could be possible if something goes wrong, or if data comes out poor this week, we could see a drop. So be aware of this, be cautious, and also follow rules and don't over position yourself in any one stock or one ETF or anything like that. You want to be very, very safe. I told you guys I would show you a very powerful strategy that you can use today to gauge what is likely, almost guaranteed to happen tomorrow throughout this week to give you a head start on the market. But before we do that, if you're having trouble trying to understand the market, maybe you have money in a retirement account, maybe an IRA, maybe you're looking to trade in your margin account, you don't know where to begin, you're having trouble, you just don't know what to do. I would love to help you. Helping students just like you is what drives me every single day. It's how I achieved my dream life over the past 5 years, pretty much being able to buy a new house, new cars, and do the things I want to do. Take action right now. Don't put off today for tomorrow, because when you do that, other people have put off yesterday for today and you're behind. Take action now. Let me show you what you're doing wrong. You can get started. The link to get started with Discord is below. Let me show you how you can live your best life just like I'm doing right now, doing the things that I want to do and spending time with my family. But don't take my word for it. Let's take a listen to my student Mike had to say. So we are here with Mike, and Mike has actually been in my Discord since virtually day one. So I'd like to introduce Mike. Mike, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Corey. My name is Mike. I'm 73 years old, and I joined the Discord to learn strategies to earn passive income. I started out with 25,000 and it's now 84,000. Can't believe it.
That is awesome. That's like a 3x return in 1 year. That's a lot.
I love it. I can't wait to get up in the morning.
Awesome. That is the goal. I'm very, very happy to hear it.
The biggest benefit for me was when we had the 2 coaching calls a week, you can interact with yourself in the coaching calls and you tell us what's going on with the current events. I just eat that stuff up because I do a lot of reading. Coaching calls bring you up to date and put you in the moment so you don't feel like you're missing everything. I would tell them that once they go into the training modules and learn all the strategies, and we post trades in the Discord, and if you take the trades and you're hitting it over 80% success rate, how can you go wrong? It's a fun ride. And boot camp's a blast. They'll have fun with the boot camp. You really learn a lot. You're able to really interact one-on-one with you. And well, who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? The community in the Discord pulls up other members in the community, and you can interact in general chat. And then when you have specific questions, you can go to the Ask Corey section. It's all there for you. You just have to do it. You're happy. Get a bunch of small wins. You get happier and happier. You'll love it.
So you heard my student Mike had to say, if you want this to be your success story, take action now. The link to get started is below. I put out trades on Tempest AI, which you can see right there, as well as XLV. You can see that there as well. We printed thousands of dollars, as well as my Oracle trades, my Meta trades, and Broadcom Snowflake students. You can see all the profits here have made $100,000, $150,000, $130,000 one trade one day. Students have made $50,000 in a week. We are making money in the Discord because we are making proactive decisions based on dark pool data and my trades and how I coach you and teach you to mitigate risk and take on the trades that are highly likely to make money. If you want to learn my secrets and how I trade and how I understand the market, and I can show you how to do the exact same thing The link to get started in Discord is below, and I look forward to seeing you in the Discord real soon. So what you're looking for is you are looking to go to the MES, which is the micro mini S&P futures. And this opens up at 6 p.m. tonight, Sunday, and it will show you almost for sure what's likely to happen tomorrow morning. And this is because the stock market opens up in China and Japan at 8 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Eastern, and in Europe, London specifically, at 2 a.m. Eastern. So if you see this gap up, then it's likely to have a good day tomorrow. If it gaps down, then tomorrow is highly likely to have a bad day or a neutral day. If it gaps up, the current price becomes support. And if it gaps down, the current price becomes resistance. And I will show you exactly what I'm talking about. When we go back to the date of May 12th, look at the big gap up here that happened on Sunday, May 11th. MES gapped up at 6 p.m. on Sunday, May 11th. Now, if we go back and look at Sunday, May 11th on the SPY, it's the exact same thing. You'll see right here, Sunday, May 11th, Monday, May 12th, SPY gapped all the way up, just like the MES. And if we go over here and we look at Meta, you'll see the exact same thing on Meta. Watch this right here. See, Sunday, May 11th, Monday, May 12th. Big gap up on the SPY. We could do the exact same thing on Tesla too. If we go back here, Friday, May 9th, Monday, May 12th, Tesla gapped up. So you can see very clearly that whatever happens on the MES on Sunday night is indicative pretty much of what's going to happen Monday morning. So this is going to give you guys a very strong idea tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern time, of what the market's sentiment and what the world is trading overnight hours in the evening on Sunday going into Monday. In the stock market, very powerful. This will give you the insight that you need. This week is going to be a volatile one, most likely. Be careful, manage your risk accordingly. If you want to learn how I manage risk and you want to learn how to trade and change your game, if you want to learn how I trade, manage risk, and change your game, I would love to help you understand the trades. If you jump into Discord with me, I will have dark pool trades for you and teach you how to access trades that dark pool has, hedge funds are taking, and to make the money that we're making. I would love to help you. You guys can join my Discord at any time. The link to get started is below. I look forward to seeing you real soon. And on the next video, one love, fam.